So what do you think about the supposed FEMA camps that are being built all over the United States? Do you think that it's just do you think that is, what they say it is to be, like just for like the war on drugs or whatever? What do you think it is behind that?
Honestly, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. It's like we were watching that video. These FEMA camps were being built in low crime,
Low crime areas.
low crime areas, and they were heavily guarded for some place that's just a train
Basically a
repair
place
station,
with nothing worth stealing.
And it's ironic that they do it in such a place that's like so obvious as to be you know like not obvious.
It's just, it's obviously a place where large groups of people would be detained in the case of some kind of global.
World War III.
You think it could be something to do with World War III?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're being prepared. They're getting prepared,
I mean,
just like they did in World War II, and they contained
a bunch of Japanese Americans. Yeah.
Same exact thing. That's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. Watch North Korea, Russia, China.
I mean,
Those Axis powers. They're gonna unite, and they're gonna.
with me personally, with the elections, it's kind of really sad that you see, you go up on YouTube, that's YouTube is like basically revolutionary, like, when it comes to the media and information.
Yeah.
And you see that like a Nicki Minaj video has more views than fucking, the
Ron Paul
candidate
debates
or any debate. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's Romney, Ron Paul, Rick Perry, like that doesn't matter. These people aren't concerned about their leaders. People have this natural fucking like
They think they replace the true leaders with leaders as in like rap stars or
that, and people have this tendency to want to be led. They don't want to do shit themselves. They want
Yeah.
everything handed to them. But like, no one's questioning. And
no one wants to be the shepherd. They all want to be part of the sheep.
yeah, and what I'm thinking is, if Ron Paul doesn't win this election, I think we're kind of screwed, honestly, because I think that we're on the verge of World War III. Have you heard about America's interest in Iran?
The
You ever
oil?
heard about shit? No, they're thinking of sending troops over there.
Again?
They've never. It was a.
Oh, well, not in Iran, but I'm talking about back to the Middle East again.
Yeah.
Didn't they just bring him back?
Yeah, but now they're trying to send him to Iran. If Romney wins this election.
Oh, I heard about that. He wants to send him back. Yeah.
He wants to send him back.
Yeah,
You
I
see,
heard about that.
that's gonna make tension with North Korea grow. If we have North Korea against us, we have China and Russia against us. Three communist, big giant countries against us. What do you think would happen if we went to World War III? Do you think we'd be outnumbered and have no allies? Do you think?
I think that it would prove really, really challenging, especially how China's doing right now. Especially, China's economy has been, skyrocketing up, and they have way more manpower than we do. So if there was ever to be a war against China, which is probably something a country that we would have a lot of tension with, due to like economic
I mean,
drawbacks.
honestly, we're suffering from economic imperialism with China. There's already a war going on. It may not be, guns, bombs to bombs, but it's an economic war. China's beating us right now. They have like the best marketing right now.
And ironically, it's because of America.
Exactly.
We are, well, not we, obviously not us.
We as a country.
We as a country are idiotic corporations, American corporations. They decide that it's cheaper to go, build their fucking factories over here in China where they can pay a like 13-year-old little girl, 5 cents a fucking hour, as opposed to $7 an hour over here in America. So they get everything cheaper over here, yet they sell it for the same exact
So
price.
we have all these American companies investing in basically
basically investing their money in Chinese economy for their own profit.
I mean, even
taking away from our economy.
I worked in that North Korean company, Samsung, I believe.
Yeah.
Repairing phones. It looked like a sweatshop, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, where do you think that money's going? Do you think it's going into this economy? It's not.
No.
And they don't. One thing I noticed is they didn't hire. They didn't hire like the majority was just illegals.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because they have no voice. They can't. I mean, how hard is it for them to get a job? It's very hard. And they can't really complain because they don't have a voice, because they don't have a right to be in this country.
And then they can just get fired and.
They're exploiting them. they're exploiting those people, and that's what basically all these companies are doing around the world. So, I think if we were to go to World War III, I think that we'd be outnumbered, we'd be broke, you know, have no money to fund the fucking war.
Yeah.
We'd be broke, outnumbered,
I mean,
weakened.
we're already like over $3 trillion in debt.
Exactly, and we, the Federal Reserve Bank creates money out of nothing.
Inflation.
So
They're
you,
basically creating more currency than the actual money we have, basically inflating our economy and
it's
making us.
stupid. You can't get rid of debt with more debt. I mean, what do you see happening? What do you see happening if Ron Paul doesn't win this election? If we don't see change in the next 10 years?
I mean, I honestly see another Great Depression coming on. I think that the economy is going down faster than we can handle it, and unless we do something now, like today, you know, unless people start actually becoming
Involved.
knowledge, involved, and they start rising
See,
up from that ignorance that they have, like that media is placed on them, and we're not gonna be able to make it through again.
but this ignorance isn't like people. The thing about people is they're not concerned about poverty. They're not concerned about the war overseas. They're not concerned about the economy collapsing. They're concerned about getting the new Jay-Z album. They're concerned about getting the next Jordans that come out, the Concords. You see that stupid shit? Like dumbass niggas killing themselves over Concords,
Yeah.
robbing each other over shoes, sneakers, $200 sneakers. Like if that if they're fucking killing themselves for that, like God knows what they'll be doing for water once we suffer from another collapse.
Yeah.
Because water is the most important resource. It's worth more than
And
gold.
that's what people tend not to realize that,
We take it for
You
granted.
take it so much for granted, you think, oh man, you know what? I don't feel like drinking water today. I'm gonna drink some soda. You know, everything lives off water.
I mean, if you think about it, we're already suffering from a drought. I mean, the water that we're drinking is basically being recycled over
Over
and
and
over
over and
and
over.
over again. What's gonna happen the day that we turn on that faucet and nothing comes out? What are we gonna do?
People are gonna go mad. They're gonna go insane.
What like water? Where are you gonna get water from? I mean, where are you gonna get water from?
People have lost all sense of natural survival.
Basically,
They don't know what instincts are anymore. They expect water to just when you turn on that faucet, water to come out. They expect to open that fridge and food to be there. They expect to go to the groceries and
and
have
food to be
fresh
there.
vegetables and fresh meat. When they don't know how to get that, they don't know how. What happens when water isn't being ran?
And
What happens when there's no maintenance in those water factories?
what
When the water's
happens
not.
when you see like people are addicted to phones and it's kind of like what's gonna happen the day that you just one day you fucking get home and the power just goes off. You know what's gonna happen? People are just gonna sit there and look at their watch and wait for the power to come back on. That's what you do when the lights go off,
Yeah.
right? You don't go out there and fix it. You expect someone to do it for you. So like you said, we're losing that natural survival instinct. So what's gonna happen when our leaders abandon us, or I truly think there's gonna be fucking chaos, and that's what I think that investments should go into biochemistry. Investments should go into you know cultivating fucking water. That's
Yeah.
where the money should go. That's the truth.
I'm all for the fucking green shit. Like, have you heard about Arnold Schwarzenegger's movement that he's been doing? He's been trying to make California green.
Mm.
And it's not that expensive. You think about it. Usually people think about, I have to go out and buy some like solar panels or something. It's not that, it's not that extravagant. It's not that extreme. Changing your light bulbs to fluorescent light bulbs and not the traditional regular bulbs that 80% of their energy goes into heat, not light.
Yeah.
Getting double paned windows to insulate, putting new insulation in your house, putting new shinglings. That's like $1,500 worth of money right there. Not that much. It's something, but it's not a lot.
So instead of getting those new fucking rims.
Yeah, instead of getting those new fucking rims and that new system on your car, and fixing up your house, if everyone does that, we'll drop the emissions of CO2 by 80% by the year 2020.
But see, here's the thing: it's not gonna happen.
And yeah, that's the thing. People don't realize it.
It's because these corporate greedy fuck motherfuckers on top, the 1%. They don't want to lose. It's like a pyramid, basically. That's what the pyramid symbolizes on the $1 bill. I mean, the powerful 1% is at the top. And we're the bottom holding the base for the. So it's like there's not that many at the top, but
There's the lower class, the middle class, and the higher class. And the
there
funny
is
thing
no
is,
more middle class.
that's what I'm saying. The funny thing is, what I'm saying. funny thing is that middle class is shrinking little by little.
So you know what it is now? It's not a pyramid anymore. It's a fucking obelisk. It's basically
Narrow.
straight, narrow, and the pyramid at the top. It's an obelisk. It's not no longer a pyramid. The middle class is slowly fading away, and people don't realize it. There's people with fucking degrees and who can't get jobs. You know, people with degrees
People with
like.
fucking masters in fucking philosophy and psychology who are, you know, working a dead end job, you know?
And you witness people having to conform to shitty jobs they wouldn't do before. You know, like office workers working fast food. I mean, it sounds like you know bizarre, but it's going on. It's really happening.
But it's here in America. People didn't think, never thought it would happen here.
And this is you, for all you kids out there watching this. This is your future. So if you think we're just sounding like some lunatics, I mean, you know, we don't want to hate to be the, you know, we don't want to be the one saying we told you so, but you need to get into your, you know, get your shit.
And then what I hate, what I really do hate, like I hate so much is you know, you go on and you talk about all this corporations and, you know, government and this, you know, hypocrisy and fucking you know, corruption.
Hypocrisy in America's democracy.
Hypocrisy, yeah, and their corruption and everything, you know. And then society goes and labels you as a conspiracy theorist. You know, they put this label on you as, you know, don't listen to him, he's crazy, you know. When they're stupid. That's the media's way of dismissing everything you say, so that you seem like you're just, you know, bullshitting people when what you're saying is true.
It's you know why, right? Because the media is funded by these corporations that you know want to keep this extravagant
CBS,
way of living.
and what's it called?
CNN, CBS,
CNN,
fucking
NBS,
Fox. Fox is one of the worst
fuck
ones.
Fox
is the most
right,
biased, racist fucking news network.
Right wing fucking
biased.
Right wing political machine that
Yeah.
controls everything you fucking see. All those corporations.
Have you seen how they fucking like? They don't ever mention Ron Paul, like in any news network that I see. They don't ever mention Ron Paul as if he's like really that low at the bottom. He has way more of a fan base than they say, but they want to make it seem like, oh,